Welcome to the C-Suite series presented by Channel Check and Noble Capital Markets. Noble is an SEC registered FINRA licensed broker-dealer and the source of the equity research available on Channel Check. Today's interview features Cocrystal Pharma, NASDAQ ticker symbol COCP. Noble Senior Research Analyst Robert LeBoyer interviews Cocrystal Pharma's CFO and co-CEO James Martin. Visit channelcheck.com or click the link in the description to access equity research, news, and advanced market data on Cocrystal Pharma, all at no cost. And now, here's Robert and James.
Hello, I'm Robert LeBoyer, Senior Biotechnology Analyst at Noble Capital. With me today is Jim Martin, CFO and co-CEO of Cocrystal Pharma. The company is developing drugs for infectious diseases such as coronavirus, influenza virus, norovirus, and several others. Its unique technology is based on structure-based drug discovery and was originally developed by Roger Kornberg, a Nobel Prize-winning scientist and founder of the company. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about the company's core technology and the applications and development?
Sure, Robert. And I'd first like to start off by thanking you for coming and putting this interview together, as well as Noble's staff. So our technology, we have a proprietary drug technology that discovers antivirals. It uses co-crystallization. In summary, we take viruses and we can crystallize them much like a salt crystal, and then we run these high beam x-rays through them, and we do these at these special facilities that have these multi-billion dollars equipment to do that. We don't own the equipment, but we do lease it out to be able to then get basically a roadmap. You know, you get at an atomic level, near atomic level, roadmap of the virus essentially, and from there that's very helpful because you can then look for the replication areas, and that's where we focus to back up, just in the replication of viruses, and that's our antiviral technology, is to hit that area, and we find that area using this technology through our platform, and we make sure we use biochemistry to go on ahead and find an attachment to that to disrupt that area. And we don't just do that on one strain of the virus. For the example, influenza, anything we work with, we take multiple strains of this virus. We do this same overlay, like I just said, and we actually put them all together and find that one spot where each family member of the virus has the same exact replication required area on this virus. And that is where we will attach a disruptor to go on ahead and stop that replication. And essentially, once you stop the replication of the virus, you stop the virus. It dwindles down and then to a point where the body can purge it from the system. So, in a nutshell, at a high level, that's our platform, and that's what we focus on.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about the products that are in clinical trials?
Sure. So we're excited. We have an influenza A lead molecule that just completed a phase 1 clinical trial that was done in Australia, and we recently did a press release with excellent safety and tolerability of this compound. This compound, we've already contracted for a phase 2A that'll be done in the UK. It's a challenge model, which is an efficient and a very strong model for getting data from. As I said, we've already contracted, so we're applying with the European Union to go on ahead and do this phase 2A this year. And we're already working on that and expect to submit that real soon. We've already contracted CRO. This human challenge model and I just spoke of, is where the subject is actually infected, is a healthy subject screened to never have this type of influenza. They're infected with the influenza, so the time and date and everything about them. They're infected, and then we're we administer our 42344 compound to them to see the results of that. So it's a very clean, very controlled clinical trial that we're really excited about. You know, we're already excited about the phase 1 data that's come out. I mean, there's additional data that's come out internally that we're really excited about, and then we see a lot of other potential for this compound too. This has it's showing actually some pan-viral activity, so we're looking into that too. But in the meantime, we're moving forward on influenza with this compound, as it definitely is what we geared it toward. And this is, like, just to be clarified, this is an oral compound that is just taken orally, so it's a real easy administration. And again, we're really excited about it.
Yes, when I was looking at the study design, it looked as if you were gathering healthy patients, infecting them, and then testing the drug in those patients with a very controlled, well-documented infection to see what the outcome and the efficacy of the drug was, which would compare with other trials where people are infected first and then come into the clinic. Is that correct?
Correct. And you don't know how many times they had the infection, what type of infection they had, when did they get the infection. So it isn't as clean of a trial in those aspects. So this is something that's been this type of challenge model has been going on in Europe since the 1940s for a number of different indications. So it's proven. We have one of the most reputable companies that we signed up with to do this model for us with our CC42344. So yes, I could tell you that's the cleanness of this model and the accuracy of the data is one of the things that drove us, plus the efficiency of the model. It's going to help make this a little bit quicker for us.
Yeah, it seems that you've eliminated all of the variables that I've seen in other trials where people are infected in the community and then come in with any amount of exposure, any strain, and any severity. So you're eliminating all of those things, which I would think would allow for a smaller, faster, and better controlled trial. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you mentioned this might start in mid 2023. About how long do you think this will take to get first results?
We are, I'll tell you, pushing internally to get started as soon as possible in the trial, but we have to put up milestones that are achievable, but yet conservative enough that we don't miss them. So I'll just leave it at that. Those are those are what we've put out there, and we're just going to stick with that for now.
Yeah, as best as anyone can predict a clinical trial start and result, this is if you're in the ballpark, the answer is more of is this going to take months or is this going to take years? So,
well, I didn't mean to interrupt, Robert, but one of the parts where I say it's an efficient challenge model in that you take healthy patients. You're not trying to find people with influenza and test them, and so that's where the efficiency comes in that you can really start and finish this trial much quicker than you would traditional trials. So
yes, that's one of the advantages of your approach versus others that I've seen. So can you tell us a little bit about your program in COVID-19?
Yes, so we have selected 2 lead molecules. One of them came from a license we did with KSurf, and one, which was our first kickoff on the program, but we have made we have our internal COVID lead molecule, CDI-988, and that has taken leaps and bounds forward. I mean, the progress in the antiviral activity it inhibits in preclinical activities has been quite amazing for us internally. So we are actually pushing that one faster now, And we're planning to go into a clinical trial this quarter, Q1 of this 23. And the other one, the other inhibitor will be coming along after that. But I mean, the speed at we are moving CDI 988 is you're going to see that one taking the lead on this program, and that's the one we developed in-house on that same platform that I spoke about earlier. And it's we're expecting good things to come out of that compound.
Great. Look forward to seeing that. And are there other milestones or products that you would call our attention to?
We, aside from completing the phase 1 trial, which we just did weeks ago, we announced that, and immediately filing with the EU and getting into a phase 2A on that challenge model with influenza. And then we're also going to be starting a phase 1 on the COVID-19 CDI 988, which that'll also be done in Australia, the same place we did our influenza 42344 clinical trial we just finished up. And there's just a lot of advantages to Australia that we could go into. I mean, they're very professional over there, and the tax rebates are pretty amazing. That whatever you put in, you get a good percentage back in the 40% plus range. So those I think are some of the highlights, along with I mentioned the panviral activity that we're getting out of this influenza compound 42344. We're actually seeing that doing a lot of antiviral activity against norovirus. So although we have leads in norovirus too, and we want to announce that this year, we're also putting 42344 in some preclinical testing to see whether we're going to just use that in the clinical trial, or whether or not we'll use some of our other antivirals. So generally, there's going to be some news in noro we expect this year, but it's all preclinical. So, aside from that, we have a program in Merck on another influenza program, AB, an influenza AB, in which we developed a number of compounds for them using the platform that we discussed. They came to us and asked us, because I think we have one of the best proprietary drug discovery platforms out there when it comes to crystallization. And so we developed a number of compounds for them, which they've been evaluating to select the lead to move forward with that. We still maintain the same leadership, including Dr. Roger Kornberg, who you'd mentioned is one of our founders. He's chairman of our board. And the company itself has a very clean balance sheet, no debt, no real warrants, no preferred shares outstanding. It's just all common, again, with no debt. And we have a good amount of money in the bank to help move these programs forward for this year. There's no capital raise on the horizon that we have. We're also working with with government agencies, looking for non-dilutive capital also. So we have some programs going on with that already, but we're also looking to expand that. So there's a lot of good investment highlights that's going on this year that we look forward to talking more about as the year goes on.
Are there any other closing comments you'd like to make, Jim?
We do run very lean, clean operations, and we target the large global markets for both seasonal and pandemic viral diseases. So I think there's at a high level, there's a strong company here that we're going to be moving forward with a team that's already been in place and has already brought this company to where it's at. And I think we're looking at a very exciting year in 2023.
Yes, I agree. Well, thank you very much, Jim. This has been a very interesting discussion.
Same here, Robert. Thanks. It's always good to see you.
Thank you for joining us for this C-Suite interview presentation brought to you by Channel Check. View our YouTube channel for more video content, including C-Suite interviews, virtual roadshows, and conference presentation replays. New content is added regularly, so subscribe below to stay up to date. Visit channelcheck.com or click the link in the description to access equity research, news, and advanced market data on this and the 6,000 other small and micro-cap companies listed.